Good morning. Welcome to our seminar. And today you're going to learn the 4 pillars of success that allow digital transformation consultants to earn 3 times more money in less than 90 days. Well, that's a bold statement, but what I'm going to show you is really based on my 35 years of real-world experience. So who am I and why should you be listening to me? Well, I do hold 16 certifications. You can check that out on LinkedIn. I've authored 9 different training courses over the years. I've trained over 4,000 students, and I used to travel internationally teaching, not so much after COVID. I have been a business owner since 1993. I founded this company, and I've been professionally trained by many different companies. Here's just a few. So we have invented a resolutionary process. It's one that's highly effective, and it motivates the clients. That saves you a lot of time in the process. And it leads to larger deals. By applying our process, you could reduce your level of effort, you could realize the benefits in days, you could earn more money, you could absolutely differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack, and you could provide higher quality work. So if you follow what I'm about to show you, you'll have a different thought process. And I didn't make that up, one of my students told me that. It does give you greater confidence. It allows a better findings report, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. And it makes consulting fun again, instead of laborious, time-consuming, and just a pain. So let's talk. I've realized there are 4 foundational pillars. So let me share these with you. The first is called mixed methodology, and I'm going to explain all these in just a minute. The second is called discovery framework, which you follow, and it prevents errors and omissions. The third is resolutionary thinking, and I'm not saying this by accident. It's not revolutionary, it's resolutionary, so it's totally different. And pillar number 4 is enthusiastic application. That's where you come in. So the first pillar, mixed methodologies. So why Six Sigma, PMP, and so many other certifications are basically not enough? Well, I went to the author of all knowledge, ChatGPT, and I said, what is mixed methodology? And it said, it refers to a combination or integration of different analysis methodologies. So where does all this come from? Well, I've taken all these different training courses. For example, PMP, project management, lean methodology, Six Sigma stuff, SIP training from AIM. There's so many different certifications. However, they're really not enough because it's not actually relevant to specifically what you and I are talking about, which is gathering the business and technical requirements a customer has, analyzing that, doing a gap analysis, doing a comparison against what good should look like, if you will, and then giving back a findings report that's actionable. That's the bottom line to what we're talking about here today. So these trainings are all very expensive. They all take a lot of time to do. I'm not saying they're bad. They're not. And I've done it. But I can show you a quicker way. Okay? It's too complex. It requires understanding of other concepts, especially in the Six Sigma world, unless you're specific to manufacturing, which I have never been. The topics cover many different things that aren't relevant to what we're talking about. That's why we don't teach that. All right? So one day I had an epiphany. I said, hey, how about if we put it all in a kettle and distill it and boil it down to what we actually need and take only what we want? So I took all of what you're seeing here on screen and I put it all down and I took only the best parts. So different certification courses like we've been talking about. I've taken a lot of technical courses. I've taken manufacturers trainings, college trainings, real-world experiences, considering I've done it for 35 years. And I've taught students for 24 of those years, and I learn a lot in teaching them. Pillar number 2, discovery framework. Okay, why an easy-to-follow framework is critical to your success. Okay, and again, it prevents errors and omissions. So it's a systematic and well-defined approach to analyze, document, and improve a business process. And that's what people will pay you for. So the components. Now this takes a long time to cover, and we don't have that much time here. But let me just give you the 30,000-foot view. All right, you're going to have a kickoff meeting where you sit down with all the stakeholders and figure out what you're actually going to do for them. Then you're going to get into the SMART goal identification, well, strategic and measurable and actionable and realistic and time-bound goals, okay? let me tell you what, if they don't have that, you're not going to be successful to begin with. So if they don't have it, I teach you how to coach them through that. Number 3, you're going to interview staff at 4 different levels: end user, mid-level management, executive level management, and somebody from IT. Then you're going to collect all the data. You're going to take a lot of pictures. You're going to compile everything. You're going to draft your findings of what you found. And then you're going to do client validation as well as subject matter expert validation coming up. So people have to look at this from an outside vantage, an educated vantage, and find out, did you collect the right data, and what do you think the proactive suggestions would be? Okay. Then you go ahead and number 9, you draft out your mapping, you draft out your strategy of what you're going to do. Again, you have subject matter experts look at it to make sure you're good. And if you don't have that, we can come alongside of you and help you with that. Number 12, you create that findings report, and I'm going to show you what one looks like here in just a minute. Then you give a presentation back to them, and there's 2 presentations. One is the findings report, and one is the C-level or the C-suite report. They're 2 different things. I'm telling you right now, your findings report is 50 or 60 pages long. The C-suite people, they're never going to be patient enough to read that. So we have to give them the compressed version, the executive summary version. And then number 14, uber important, there's got to be a call to action. If you're selling a solution, or you're selling hardware, you're selling software, or you even want more consulting work, there's got to be a next step. So I'm going to teach you how to make sure there is. If you do that, the results are amazing. I give you a very simple plan to follow. You're not going to forget things. You're not going to spend 60 to 80-hour work weeks anymore like I have done for so many years. You're going to be immensely proud of your work, and that report causes action. So let's take a look at what it might look like. Again, I don't have a lot of time here, but this is the cover. I usually put a picture of the client. This one's been sanitized. A picture of the client's foyer, their entryway, their building, their logo, whatever the case may be. And then you're going to get into, you can read this for yourself, but executive summary, some introduction of why you're there, what the main goals are you're there to achieve. Then in this one, there was 3 different processes: the referral process, the PSF, the scanning process, and you're going to show them. And what it looks like is you're going to collect a lot of data, and you're going to come up with a lot of granular information, okay? So, for example, this had to do with invoice processing. So I literally only know this because I got this from the client, okay? I'm interviewing the client, the worker bees, the end users. So here I've broken it down to per day, per week, per month. How many per year do they do? How long does it take on an individual task basis? We're going to break that right down, and then here's minutes of meetings, reports, and the same thing. We break it down. I show a little colorful chart just to get them talking. And then the areas of opportunity, I include some pictures of their workspace, some suggestions, some proposed what we might want to do, some items needed to be able to do it. And I realize this is happening really quick, but if you're interested, reach out to me and we can go to the details later. So in this case, again, the granular details. Now, let me tell you something. Your clients, your prospects, they don't know all of this. Management knows they get the work done, and they know who does the work, but they don't necessarily know what goes into doing the work. And that's where we come in. What about business continuity? Let's say that one of their key workers hits the lottery, they go away and they never see him again. Would management be able to take a new hire, put them in place, and tell them on day 1 what they specifically have to do? And the answer is no, because it's never been documented. So part of this business process analysis, this workflow assessment, if you will, documents their existing workflow. Once you document their existing workflow, they can go ahead and replace Betty Lou that won the lottery, and she was been there for 20 years and she knows everything about the company. They can replace her because they will know what she does. Okay? So anyway, on this particular one, they were spending $593,000 every year to be able to do it. There was a solution that I proposed to them. The solution only was costing $227 in 5 years versus $3.2 they were spending in 5 years. But look at this. They were spending 16,000 hours annually to do these tasks. I'm going to save them 13,000 of those 16K hours. They're interested in that. That's an 80% time savings. They're definitely interested in that. If you're selling solutions, I'm telling you that I'm telling you, do the assessment first. If you do, you have cost justified the change, and they'll love you for that. Anyway, how about this? Savings in the first year, $500,000, savings in 5 years, over $3 million, and the ROI is 77 working days. No brainer, folks. All right, I map it out. It's a very simple tool. It's an online tool. It's very inexpensive. I map it out to the current state workflow on the left and the future state workflow on the right. I show them the areas we're going to get rid of. Drawings bring it home graphically. They love drawings. Pillar number 3, resolutionary thinking. Okay, I asked ChatGPT, it said a proactive and determined approach towards resolving issues. Okay, not just consultants collect information. Resolutionary thinking is focused on more than that. How about if we come up with solving the problem? It's like the employee that goes into the manager's office with all these issues. The manager looks and says, listen, don't come in here and just vent on all the things wrong with the company. Come in here and you can vent for a minute, but then you're going to tell me what you think can be done to change that. So I want a proactive suggestion. Okay? So anyway, that's the process of resolutionary thinking. I can get more into that later. So if you look on the left is a resolutionist, somebody that actually gets this stuff done as an exciting. On the right-hand side is your typical consultant. Okay, now people pay a lot of money for consultants, and they have over the years. And Ernst & Young is hiring 227,000 new consultants this year, is what I heard. So consulting isn't dead by any means. However, resolutionary consultants are so much more exciting to work with. Right, so again, the focus is to resolve the issue. The focus is being effective. It's going to identify those SMART goals or coach the client through creating the SMART goals. It's unbiased and it's very optimistic. And I give you the tools in your toolkit. Okay, and on the right-hand side, all they do is report. Yeah, there might be efficiency, but efficiency isn't good enough. I could efficiently walk off the edge of my roof, and that would be a bad thing. I want to be more effective at my job, and that's a good thing. Okay? So a consultant listens to the client's goals versus a resolutionist, which helps the client create those goals. A consultant is unbiased, which is good, but they're very neutral. They're not so much leaning forward. And do they have tools? I don't know. Excel spreadsheets, probably. So the observation, very simple. What worked years ago is now old. Your client has less patience, attention, and time frames for sure have shrunk. You must get to the point ASAP, but miss nothing whatsoever, and that's really crucial. And our way trims the fat. There's no fluff in our reports. It holds their attention, and you get awarded the contract, and this is evident by the fact that I just closed a $3.2 million 5-year contract for one of my students out in San Dimas, California. So you must be different. Okay? Pillar number 4 is you. Okay? Why it's imperative for continued success. Okay? GPT, I can't speak, says referring to all the previous, the act of applying them to a business challenge with exuberance. That's you. Okay? It takes diligence. If you apply the first 3 pillars, which I can teach you, and become wealthy, you will have earned every penny of it. Okay? Because it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay? Here's what we've covered so far. Your advantage is mixed methodology. There's a discovery framework that's easy to apply. It's critical that you think differently. And the differentiator is you, and that's your diligence. Okay? So why implement the 4 pillars? What's the benefits? What's in it for you guys? So it's a method that's easy to follow. It takes the confusion out and the chaos out. It increases the accuracy of your report. It prevents omissions. It gives you relevant and concise data, and that's what customers are paying you for. And it has been proven over years, so the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. So what's your motivation to be able to do this? Okay? Are you motivated? Can you imagine less stress? A little bit more free time. That'd be a good thing. How about a more tenable work-life balance? Don't drive yourself insane working for money. And you're going to have happier clients, and they're going to give you referrals, and that's a good thing. So go ahead and invest in yourself. That's what I say. Start enjoying your business again, make more money, improve your results, and save time. So how do you do that? You have to prove you're different. Becoming a certified efficiency expert is the way to do that, and it's not impossible. I'm going to show you how. Okay? So a CEE master understands mixed methodology, discovery framework, and has resolutionary thinking, and you're going to stand out, you're going to deliver better results, and you become the overused word, the trusted advisor. But it's true. Consultants are vendors. A consultant is what you want to be. A vendor is what you don't want to be. Okay? And certification helps. Certification means you have the requisite level of understanding. You understand. You have the base set of tools. You would be in high demand, commanding high pay, which is hence the 3 times more, and that's probably conservative. Employers look for candidates with certifications. That's very important, and you would know that. Consultants that are certified make more and get up to 3 times more clients as well, and more referrals. Okay? Here's a partial list of some of the people I've trained over the years. It's not an exhaustive list. If it was, it would be very, very long because there's 4,000 students. So a lot of big companies have taken our training. Fortune 100 companies have taken it, and a lot of small companies have taken it, and even people that want to be consultants take our training. Okay? Lately, it's been a lot of that because I think consulting is really hot right now. Okay, here's my disclaimer. Results can vary, but let's take a quick look. So Francois owns Sable Scanning in Pretoria, South Africa. I've been over there 4 times. He's taken all of our training. He recently closed $500,000 with a synthetic oil company and a $750,000 deal with South African government. This is Angela. She's up in Alberta, Canada. She's way up north. But she says resolutionary thinking makes the difference. It's a game changer. And this is Felicia, who after 1 week used the discovery framework and was able to prove 106% ROI. Okay? That's doubling their money immediately for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So that's a good thing. So here's the bottom line. There's a problem out there. Companies want efficiency and more effective workflows. They have money to do it, but they lack strategy. And that's true. The solution is they go out and they hire a consultant to create the strategy. The concern is the consultant likely has a lack of tools, wastes time, and raises the level of effort to get the job done. The remedy is the resolutionary process and becoming more efficient. Okay, you're going to save time, you're going to have success, and you're going to earn more money. We're creating an army of resolutionists. You should get in on this opportunity. It's real, and it's happening. Okay? So can we get you certified? So how do we do it? Well, there's 3 different levels. The practitioner is level 1. That teaches you the fundamentals of information management and consulting. Level 2 is called specialist, which teaches you the business process analysis. How do you get into it? And number 3 takes all of the discovery framework and all the mixed methodology and blends it all together and teaches you what you specifically would have to do when you go on site and how you prepare that report, excuse me, and how you present that report back to them. It's 3 sessions per level, okay? And they're 3 hours each, and they can be jumbled up. You could do, 3 times a week, or you could do it over 3 weeks. It depends on, what you want to do. We're pretty flexible. It's typically is 1 session per week. So if you took all of it, it would be 27 hours of training, okay? There's a link right here that you can go to, or you can simply go to the ecminstitute.com. And you can learn all about Certified Efficiency Expert training. It's a really good thing to do. I would suggest it, and it's proven over time. Okay? Thank you for attending. This is a recorded session, so there isn't any Q&A, but you can always contact me. My phone number that's my cell phone. You can reach me right there. That's my email address, and you can always find us through LinkedIn or the ECM Institute. We have posts every week. I look forward to seeing you in class. And I want to see you get certified and go out and make tons of money. Thank you. Take care now.